Yeah. So the next question, can I use Klarna to pay in stores? Yes, we partner with select brands to offer in-store flexible payment plans. GE, that's a T, yes, a type. Get the app before you go and set your budget once you found out what you love. So they're saying, don't wait till you get the store to get the app. Get the app while you're at home on your phone. Get it all set up. So once you arrive at the store, you can use your app. It's ready, you've been approved, and you can go about doing your shopping. All right. So here's some of the stores. I mean, there are like hundreds of stores. I just grabbed some. So H&M, Nike stores, Nautica, and the list goes on. Wayfair, Rooms to Go, Flowers at 1-800-Flowers, Pepco, Sephora, Wheels, Wheelie Wheels. I mean, there's like hundreds and hundreds of stores. So don't just go with what I have here. All right. They also have a customer service that's available 24/7 where you could chat or call them. If you're having problems with your payments, you can call them and they'll work with you. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the Klarna. Before I move into the QR, do we have any questions or concern about Klarna that we need to discuss? First, is there anybody using it already? Let's talk about that, and they can share their experiences. Do you have anyone using Klarna? No one using Klarna?
No, I never heard of it.
Yes.
Yes, I do, Miss Teresa.
Can
It's
you
the
talk
news.
about it, Denise? Go ahead and talk.
Well, my granddaughter, she introduced it to me, and I like it so far. I did order something from Goose Creek, the candle store, and I got something from Shin. I'm waiting on that to come now. And they took their first payments out, and now, 3 more payments on each order I had ordered. But yeah, it's so far it's good. I mean,
So how do you make your payments? How do you make your payments?
Oh, well, I had put my bank card in so
Okay.
that they can go from there. I don't have their card yet because I didn't apply for it. I just using my bank card. And they take the payments from my bank card. But other than that, everything's good though. I mean, my granddaughter she ordered something from Foot Locker and Shin. And she just made her second payment today.
Did she get an item on time?
You say, did she get it on time?
Yes.
They bring it on time. Once they take your first payment out, they'll ship it out.
Okay, so once they get the first payment, they'll ship it out.
Yeah, and it don't take long. You can do it in stores also.
Yes.
But how do you do money with, like, if you wanna, now, my granddaughter, I think she was telling me too, like, you didn't make your first payment. I mean, your second payment, say you wanted to, you didn't have the money, you pay it. Well, they won't take it out of my account. But if you paying it and you don't have it, you can call them and set up.
You go through the Klarna
Yeah.
app.
That's what they're saying.
Oh, she said you can go to your Klarna app and push your payment back.
Oh, wow.
Like if it say your payment, you say you made a payment, say it was last week. And then, okay, say maybe next week, your next payment coming up.
It's about
So it's by week. So then you might say, dang, I want to push it back. So you just go to the app and push the date back, and they'll push the date back for you like that. But it's real good. because a lot of people, but a lot of people, my granddaughter said she didn't have to pay to the 12th, her second payment, but she paid it today.
Mhm.
But it's real good because a lot of people using it now. I, yeah, and they got a lot of name brand stores. If you look at their app, you didn't pull that one up. It show you all the stores. And I think what they trying to do seem like it might be they trying to take over Amazon business. Because Amazon ain't getting you nothing free. I mean, not free, but no payment plans. You
Nope,
know,
they-
so they offering that. So people gonna jump on that. They rather get, and you get all the stores too. Oh yeah, you know, Macy's, Nike's, everything, Gucci, and so many stores on that app. And all you
Yeah, so
got
they
to
want you to buy more stuff and
Yeah.
break down the payments.
right,
Uh-huh.
exactly. But
Okay. I see
if
Maria, you
my
have,
granddaughter say by you paying on it like that, it boosts your credit card.
okay. Okay, Maria has her hand up. Maria, go ahead.
But that's
Ask your
but
question.
Oh, hi. I was thinking of trying it 3 or 4 years ago, but because I'm on Social Security, I can't do every 2 weeks. It has to be once a month. And that's why I didn't even try it.
Oh. Hmm. Okay. Because you get your check once a month.
you could
Once a
just probably push your payments back
Well, one way is to
to
call
your
and
first
find,
payment. Yeah.
yeah, call
She
and
could
find
figure
out.
out, because I get Social Security too, but I have a bank card, but I still have money on my card. And the payment's not that high, depending on what you getting. Yeah, and what your total is. Yeah, because if you get something, say, costs $100, your payments might not be no more than what, $12? Well, no, about $15.
Well, if it's 4 payments, it would be $25.
Yeah, something like that. hmm
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's not bad. It depends on what you're ordering. Yeah,
Yeah.
or you can call and try. They might work with you, you never know. And just, yeah, my granddaughter said you can do 6 payments instead of 4. That's
Okay.
less of money. Mm-hmm.
But
And you
you
can
don't
pay
have
her.
a time, I thought I was understanding correctly. You pay off the balance and you don't, you're not charged any interest. But if
Right.
you're paying the minimum balance, 6 payments, they give you that much time to pay it off?
Yes, they
Yeah.
do. Interest
Uh-huh.
free. Interest.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what I read.
Because it could do 4, you could put baby to be 6. You gotta, work it. But it's something kind of new for us. I don't know. It's been around a long time, but I think it's good. I like it so far.
Okay. Kath, your hand is up.
Yes, I've just been in finance all my life, and so I just want to tell people to be careful because this company's got to make money. They're not
We
going to
gotta
do this,
make
they're not going to do this if they're not making money. So if they're
Mhm.
spreading your payments out, they've got to be charging you more interest than you realize, and you can easily get your balance up way high if you're making a lot of purchases. So be very
Yeah,
careful
yeah.
because I don't trust, if it's too good to be
Good to
true,
be
it's too
true.
good to be true.
Yeah,
So
amen.
please be careful.
Be
Don't let
careful.
them get you, you know,
But
if
QVC and HSN do the same thing, and I deal with them also. They break your payments up 4 flex payments, sometimes 5 flex payments. QVC and HSN.
yes, and they charge
Them, they do the same
interest.
thing. But I
Yes,
mean,
and they
if you
charge an
don't have
interest.
them, yeah, but if you don't have the money, and I mean, it's good, I think, that you can break
If you
your
don't have.
payments,
That you
you
could
know.
spread it out. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good that you can spread it out, but you're paying more money in the long run in the total for the item. But if you're using your bank card, are you meaning like a Visa or MasterCard, or you're
Yeah.
using like an
Uh-huh.
ATM?
My
Okay,
Visa,
okay.
Visa
If
that
you're,
from the bank.
yeah, because they can legally block off your credit card for $100 and wait for you to pay it, as they say, but they've already blocked your account for that money. So please be careful, because if it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. People,
yeah,
you know, please be
That's too
careful.
good to be true.
Yep.
Because they
Yeah.
gotta make money.
Thank you very much. Anything that's free, you gotta know there's something behind it.
Yeah,
You gotta be vigilant, you've gotta be aware, and use it cautiously. In other words, I think what the goal is to get you to buy more than you actually can. then they make the money on you later on. Because now you can't make those payments. Now they're gonna get you.
I think as long as you make your payments on time, then the consumer doesn't pay any fees or anything. But when you spread it out longer, you pay additional fees. They make their money from the business, charging the businesses otherwise.
Right.
mhm.
Yep. Thank you for that, Vic. All right, so we're gonna move in now to the QR code. Let's find out. Anybody wants to talk about QR code before we even get in there? Any concerns, anything you'd like to share or your experience you've had with QR codes?
Yeah,
Just
the
like-
restaurants are using those now. And I went to a restaurant on my birthday. My niece took me, and I didn't know how to use it.
Well, we're gonna learn now. Today you're going to
My
learn.
nephew had to help me. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I just wrote here, I said, I never forgot the first time I'm dining at a restaurant after my, my pandemic induced hibernation, meaning you've been in lockdown for so long. Before I could ask for a menu, right? Before the pandemic, that was always the case, but not anymore. It's more this QR thing that's happening. Let me take in someone. So a piece of paper with a barcode. She came and brought me this, and I opened my phone and scanned it, and then the menu popped up. So I'm not using the same old menu that everybody else is using that day in the restaurant, right? So that was to limit the spread of the virus. You're not touching a menu that's been used over and over by others, and therefore, but you now have full access to their menu. And I was like, wow, it blew me away. So QR is a recently invented technology, and it stands for Quick Response Code. It enables the smartphone users to access content on their mobile devices by scanning a two-dimensional barcode. Okay. So that's what it does. All right, so let's find out more about it.
So Teresa, excuse me, you have to have a smartphone in order to use it. If you don't have a smartphone, you can't eat at the restaurant.
Well, let's go through it. I don't think the restaurant is going to say no to you. They probably do have a backup plan in place. I'm sure they do, but the average, or more than the average, but 95% of people going into a restaurant today does have a smartphone. So since then, anytime I've eaten at a restaurant, that's what I've been using.
You can get a QR code, and you could go to the app and get a QR code.
Teresa, they still have the regular menu.
Yes,
Because,
they do, but
and
they're
a lot of people, because I did work at a restaurant recently, a lot of people don't know how to use the QR code. And
right.
When we serve it, we don't have time to really help a lot of customers to do it.
Mhm.
So we still have the regular menu as a backup, especially now.
Mhm.
Because, some people still want to see things, feel it, and turn the pages. So the regular menu is still there. It's just something new that they want us to do.
Well, thank you, Julie.
Thank you.
QR codes have become a common sight almost overnight, from cereal boxes to billboards and even employees' uniforms, with a 94% increase in interaction from 2018 to 2020. there's no denying QR codes are seeing an epic revival in a new touch-free world. So let's go back, hold on. They said that we found that older adults were only about 13% using it. So don't feel bad, only a small amount. All right. I'm actually doing tech support as well as, I don't have Isaiah today, so please be patient with me. All right, so we're gonna look at a few things. We're gonna look at what is a QR code, this, the static version versus the dynamic, how do QR code work, and the origin of QR codes for marketing. So that's what we're going to be looking at. So what is a QR code? QR codes are scannable barcodes that store data. In the marketing sphere, they're commonly used to redirect, this is the key, redirect users to landing pages, websites, social media profiles, or store coupons. So in the case of the menu in the restaurant, that's where it's actually taking you to a landing page where the menu is kept. For instance, someone can place a QR code on the back of their business card to direct you to their LinkedIn profile. A QR code on a billboard may send you to a landing page, some digital website. QR codes vary in design and function and primarily fall into one of the following categories: static or dynamic. And we're going to look at that. So what do they mean when they talk about static or dynamic? All right, so let's look at that. So a static QR code contains information that cannot be modified once it's live, once it put it out there. This means any typo or missteps will require you to create a brand new one. The good news is that static codes don't expire. So once the content is set, your work is done. These are from people who are actually creating QR codes. You will be doing that, nor will I. Okay, so they say that it's static QR codes are ideal for storing fixed or sensitive information like Wi-Fi passwords, employee ID numbers, or access code, but they're not so helpful if you need to update your data regularly. So over here, I have an image where it shows that static QR code cannot be altered, does not allow you to track data of the scan, and it's not ideal for business purposes. It really isn't if it's static. No, changes are not going to take place. Whereas with a dynamic QR code, it tracks the number of scans, it tracks the location of the scans, the device type, whether it's an Android phone or iPhone, and you can edit the URL at any time. So the dynamic one is the most popular one, and it's used by businesses. All right, so the dynamic allows you to change your information as many times as you want. This is because the information isn't ingrained into the code itself. Instead, it redirects users to a specific URL that can be changed at any time. For example, a restaurant can redirect users to a menu on their website. Now, they can change that menu over and over. So dynamic code allows you to change your information as many times as you want. Did I repeat that there? Yeah, I repeated. So over here, I just gave a comparison chart with the dynamic versus the static. Notice the red X's, it's not a common one. At least it's not used for marketing, because in marketing, they're changing prices, they're changing dates, they're changing everything, products. So, but the dynamic is the more popular of the two. So how does a QR code work? It works similarly to barcodes at a supermarket. Each QR code consists of black squares and dots, which represent different pieces of information. When scanned, the unique pattern on the barcode translates into what? Human readable data. This transaction happens in seconds. Users must scan the code with a QR reader or scanner. Although nowadays most people scan QR code with smartphones, which is what I know. On the off chance your phone doesn't have the capability, there are plenty of free apps for QR scanning like Neo Reader and Quick Mark barcode scanner. But most smartphones that have a camera, that's what you use. So where did this thing all begin and when? It was invented in 1994 by Denso Wave. And it was invented to track vehicles and parts moving through an assembly line. Despite being a mid-90s invention, the QR code didn't gain any substantial momentum until the era of the smartphones. But even then, users had to download a third-party app to scan the code. A real breakthrough came in 2017 when Apple integrated the QR reader into its phone, and other manufacturers quickly followed it. All right, so this is when it really became popular. That's when I became aware of it during the pandemic. So in the US alone, 11 million households scanned QR code in 2020, a significant jump from 9 million in 2018. With COVID-19 pandemic in full swing, the QR code gave businesses a new way to communicate with customers in a suddenly touchless society. From hospitality and food to retail and manufacturing, a variety of companies use them for the first time. So as you can see here in the image, you're in the restaurant, the waitress, this is during the pandemic. She comes over with the thing and you can scan the menu. All right, QR codes let you target consumers and the marketers. So it's usually used for marketing. Retailers, don't you wish there was a way, if you were a retailer, to interact with customers on the go, integrate QR codes into your store signage and other print advertising, so you're constantly advertising by using QR codes. Whether you're providing coupons for shopping in stores or an easy way to sign up for your newsletter, QR code makes it super easy for customers and prospects to access your information fast on their phone. So it's all about marketing. QR codes are free and easy to set up. There are multiple resources. Businesses can access that will allow them to insert a landing page URL and create a QR code that will direct users to that URL with a quick click of a button. All right, so why shouldn't you use QR code? I bet you that's where you all are thinking now. In this mobile era, one of the most dangerous threats is hackers' use of QR code to install malware. QR or quick response code are like barcodes that can be scanned by the smartphone cameras to direct users to a website. Using QR code to disguise malicious intent makes a lot of sense from a hacker's point of view. So don't go around scanning because you don't know what you're scanning. So in some cases, they want you to use the QR code and use what is known as two-factor authentication. So since that's been required, I thought I'll explain to you what is a two-factor authentication, also known as 2FA, okay? Two-factor authentication adds an extra layer of security to identity and access management programs. And so the 2FA is something, I don't know if any of you are using it. I use it every day to access my bank, to access certain websites that I have to go into that requires high security. I use two-factor authentication, where they send you a code and then you have to go back now and log in. You're using your password and you're using your user ID and you're using a code that's being sent to you via your mobile phone. That's two-factor authentication. So let's look at the danger of a QR code. And I've got two scenarios here. Thief found a home safe key in a park with a full house address labeled on the key. All he has to do is find a way to break into the victim's house and unlock a safe with this key. Not a big deal for a professional thief, is it? Nor even a minor one, right? Scenario 2. Now let's take the same situation, but without the address on the key. The thief will be stumped trying to figure out the owner. The thief might get access to the outdoor cameras or stay around in the park for weeks to figure out the regular visitors, hoping that one of them lost the key. By any way, the thief will have to break into a few houses in order to find the targeted safe, right? Because he's not sure which house the safe is in. So he goes from home to home looking. By the time he does it, there should already be a new safe box with a new key. In other words, if I were to lose my safe key, by the time the thief figure out my home where I live, I would have already replaced my safe box, get rid of it, or move my items out of it. So let's look at what's the difference between the two when it comes to QR. The difference between these scenarios is that the second one is a potential victim didn't expose the sensitive information to the public that can compromise the system. So with the first one, they had the address to the safe key. In the second one, there was no address with the safe key, just the key was lost. That brings us to this point of what I'm trying to say. You shouldn't scan a two-factor authentication QR code. Shouldn't. In other words, because if you do it, this is what might happen. Security is your primary goal for using what? A two-factor authentication, and not just a company requirement. You should use separate email addresses for different aspects of life. And I've mentioned that over and over: personal, work, and banking. I've got 3 different types of email addresses, and each one I have one for everyday mail. I have one typically for all my bills and banking, and then I have a work one. Don't ever use your computer and a mobile device to log in the same services. So they're saying don't ever use both your computer and a mobile device to log in to the same services. What do they mean by that? Is that I have my mobile phone and I have my laptop, and they're saying, I'm actually doing what they're telling me not to do right now. I've got 2 laptops right now and my iPhone on my desk, and I do go back and forth, switching back and forth. A hacker can easily get access to my data, especially if I'm using a QR code. So they're saying that QR codes have unnecessary data. And especially if you have to use it with a two-factor authentication, the domain and your email address. Avoid that. Anything that's asking you, you're out shopping and it's asking you to log in using the QR code, don't do that, because a hacker can go in there easily and access your authentication, your credentials. So if you're out shopping or something and asks you to log in using a QR, avoid it. In fact, after I did my research on QR code, I decided I'll tell our seniors to stay away from QR codes if you can, especially when you don't know what is what, because that's the hackers are looking for people who are not fully aware of what is possible when it comes to technology. They're saying, is scanning QR code safe? While square barcodes can be convenient, they can also be what? Dangerous. According to the FBI, cyber criminals are taking advantage of this technology by directing QR code scans to where? Malicious sites to steal the victim's data and embedding malware to gain access to the device. Now, today I went into my email, my junk email, and I saw something from the post office saying that if I don't go and pick up my a parcel by the 8th of this month, that they're going to return the parcel back. Well, I'm not expecting anything anyway, and the logo and everything look the same as the US Postal Service, everything. But guess what? I went up in the top left-hand corner to look to see where this mail came from, and I was able to spot it up. It was a scam. They want me to log in using all of my information so that they can get my information. So be very, very careful. Stay away from QR code if you can help it. Can QR code track you? Most QR code can be tracked to show insight about location, date, and the device operating system is used to scan the code. These trackable QR codes are dynamic or codes, and they're associated with a URL. This is where the hackers are going to have fun with QR code. So who use QR code? So in May 2020, PayPal introduced QR code payments and has since added them at CVS, Nike, Foot Locker, and around 1 million small businesses. I refuse to use that system. I'm not using it. There's no way I'm going to be giving a hacker access to my banking information to pay for an item. So what are QR codes used for in everyday life? Sharing links to your phone, Chrome settings to enable, downloading files from your laptop, sharing Wi-Fi access with guests, smart shopping list, and lots of lists and calories. And that brings us almost to the end. So what information can be stored on it? The contact data, the calendar date, email addresses, phone numbers, SMM opening, plain text, and geolocation. So a lot of your personal stuff can be stored on this QR when they ask you to scan. All right, so how do I scan a QR code on my phone? So here are the steps. You open your camera app on your smartphone, then you hold your phone over the QR code. Don't take a picture. Your phone will scan the QR code. So you're not clicking to take a picture. You're just holding it, the camera, over the QR code. Enter your name and contact details and tap check in. This is if you're using it to check in at your doctor's office or wherever there's a kiosk. But here are the 4 steps that you use to use a QR. What happens if you have an older phone? You can't check in using a QR, right? You can't. So if you don't have a smartphone, or if you have an older smartphone, a venue can help you to check in through their devices or their kiosk in service via the service. And that brings us to the end of the QR code. Any questions on QR code?
Can I make a comment? This
Sure.
is Kat. Hi. Because when I read about how the QR code started, that company, whatever that name was, it was a weird name. Anyway, they started it to track, TRACK. They started to track. So that's what allowed sent alarms off of my head, red flags. If they started it to track, then it can track my cell phone, my place, me. And I don't want I don't want Amazon to track me, but they already do. You almost can't help that. But the thing is, I don't want another company to track me. So that sent up red flags when I read that it was created to track.
And that's what it does. Right. But they're using it to redirect you to their websites or coupons or whatever it is. But you have to be careful because it can redirect you to malicious websites.
Okay.
And
Where
that's
they
what I
get-
hear a lot of people say about it, Teresa. I don't understand it because it's kind of new to us. And when I go to restaurants with that, I ask for the menu because I know they do have the menu. But they're redirecting people because I've often heard people say they have it like for if you go to on the mall in Washington, DC, you could scan it to get information about a piece of monument that they have, but they're redirecting it to get people personal information. So we can leave that alone. You know, they have everything out there, and we don't have to take everything that they give us until we have enough information about it. And even then, everything is not for everybody. So as I said,
Teresa?
I will leave right there.
Ms. James,
Yes.
Get more information, guys, about
I
it.
have-
Let the children help us
I have two
if they have
questions.
time.
I have two questions, and I'll give them both to the same time. I've been using the QR code because in my gym at Planet Fitness, at the machines, they have a barcode. So if you scan your phone, it'll give you a little film, usually less than a minute of how to use that piece of equipment. So are you saying that by me doing the QR code that I'm putting a tag on myself, or are you talking only about financial things?
Well, if it's used safely, like in your gym, where they're simply just giving you, directing you to a small clip, a part of their web page or whatever about how to use the equipment, then there's nothing to be concerned about. But if you're out shopping somewhere, you see a QR code somewhere, are you going to go now and snap it to find out what's going on with that coupon or item or something? You don't know if you're going to be redirected. That's
Are
where
you saying that if it's an unknown thing, it could be one I've seen them in the subway and stuff. So what I'm asking is the QR code. If you're making a purchase and you're doing it with a QR, it's obvious that they can go in and get your credit card. Just like when you go to a restaurant and you give them your credit card and they go away and bring it back.
right.
They could do anything. Some people don't pay by credit card in restaurants for that reason. I got you.
Tracking is being done.
Mhm.
Yep. So if you decide to use it, be careful.
Can you turn that off? Can you turn off? I know you can turn off GPS on your devices, but can you turn off it on? Okay, I got you. Just don't use it.
You can redirect it somewhere. There's nothing that's being. They're just grabbing, getting stuff from your device.
I got you.
Mhm.
So it's a good policy when they ask you, do you want to save your credit card when you made a transaction? At the end, is not to do it.
Not to do it.
Right. So I'm getting that because yeah. So don't have them when they say at the end you put your credit card in, number in, they ask, do you want to save this for future transactions? Don't do that. That way it won't be on that phone. or
Yeah.
that
Some
device.
sites try to save your credit card. So what I do is I wait till they process it, then I go back in and I delete card because I don't want it on there.
Right.
Yeah, in Google Chrome, they have a, you know how you have a fill in,
Mhm.
you know, just like when you go to the bank, you know, you have your mobile bank and stuff. It's very convenient because you don't have to remember all that. But they have in Google Chrome, they have something where all those things are listed and you can manage your, what they call passwords or something. I hope, I don't know if you've already did one, if we could have a class on password apps, because there are apps now where they save your passwords, whether they're good, bad, or paper password collector is better or not.
Okay. I did try, I did do it at some point last year, but it's time for me to do a refresher on it. Because much has changed since a year ago. I will redo it, update it about passwords and how they're saved in your browser, how they're saved in your iPad. I will do that again.
And also, if you have already done one, because we're probably going to have some, you talked about malware with the QR code. It's some kind of review of malware and antivirus. Well, no, just malware. I mean, just forget that because we're on the iPad. Thank you.
Yeah, you're on the iPad, but you still need to know what malware is and antivirus. You still, I mean, you might own a laptop one day and you want to know that you're okay. You know, your device is safe. You need to know what is malware. You need to know what is anti virus software.
Because some people think they're the same.
Well, it all depends. All depends. Any more comments or questions on the QR code? Suggestions that you may want to suggest in using it? As Juliet says, when you go to the restaurant, just ask them for a menu. That's what Juliet said. She said she worked there and they do keep menus in, and I'm sure they do. They want to keep you coming back. They're going to bring a menu out.
They have some. When I was in Nashville last year, they have something you can go into the restaurant now. They have like not a device, but they have a little thing on the table, and you pick your food and stuff, and the person comes out with your food. You don't even see a wait until you've already made your selection and paid for your order.
Oh.
So Teresa, I work with a company and they send us to various venues here in DC. Sometimes I work at hotels, sometimes I work at the museum in the restaurant. And I worked there late last year, I want to say in December when we opened up a little bit. And that was the first time I experienced with this QR code. So because it's new to me and I noticed a lot of people that I would, see them and they would sit there and they didn't know what to do. So I would say to the main person, the main server, would you please help this guest at that table? Because, they sat there, they didn't know how to work their phone. So as I said, I know it's something new that came about with the pandemic because we had to find different ways to do things and survive, but not everybody likes it because people now have more information about the QR code and they don't like it. Now, another thing, somebody brought this up and I need to stop doing that. When you go out and they would take your credit card and they would go somewhere with it. And you're right. I don't know if they copy my card number because they have done it to me before. So now that you brought this up, I will not give them my credit card. I will tell them I will come to the cashier and pay at the end. How was that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
Makes
I don't know.
sense.
I'm on the alert with everybody. I'm not saying everybody's dishonest, but I have to protect myself.
Right.
And I'm not going to send my credit card with them to do whatever and bring it back. No, thank you for bringing that piece up to.
Most restaurants these days, they actually have this device that they bring to your table
Mhm.
and they actually charge it in front of you. Use the card.
No, they
So-
take it. Even recently, they took the card and they went back. But you know, sometimes you do things and you become aware of it after the fact. So now
Yeah.
that I know, I'm not going to make that happen to me again. Thanks. For
Okay,
being-
moving on. We don't have an Isaiah today, so I'm going to give you the range of numbers. It is 1 through 20. At 1:30, that's what we had. So I need a number from, it could be including 1 and it could be including 20 for the CVS card. Any suggestions?
18.
18, Victor said 18. It is R. Matthews, Ricardo Matthews. Ricardo, are you there? He was here earlier.
Yes, ma'am. I'm here.
Hello, Ricardo, you're the winner of the CVS $10 card. I will need you to type in the chat your name and your mailing address so we can get that card off to you.
Hey, I don't see the chat.
Okay, so you need a lesson on how to use chat.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I can do that with you. All right, so as you see down your bar and the others, I just say goodbye. If you want, you can leave. I'm going to work with Ricardo on how to use the chat.
Happy
Happy
Mother's
Mother's
Happy
Day.
Mother's Day. Have the
Mother's
best
Day to
one.
everybody.
Okay,
Thank you.
enjoy.
All
Many
right, you all.
blessings.
And
Yeah.
we'll see you on next week.
Yes,
Thank you,
ma'am.
Teresa.
You're more than welcome. Bye-bye. Now, Ricardo,
Yes,
see the bar with all the icons on it?
yes, ma'am. It says more.
Okay. Right, so you can go to more. Go to
Okay,
more.
I pressed it.
And then go down to where it says, let's see.
Chat.
Chat, yeah, you're ahead of me.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
And then
Okay.
what do you see after you hit chat?
It says like from, and then it has from somebody. Happy Mother's Day. Da 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 da. Is that it?
So once you hit that, you should see one that says two. You see one where, do you see one that's from two others there were two chats today. Did you see that?
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I don't see it. Wait a
Right,
minute.
so
it
go
says
to the one that says two down below.
down
You see it?
below. Let's say from him. From.
You want to go to one that's two now?
Okay, send to. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
send to. So now look for my name.
Okay. Your name is Teresa or what?
That's right. So select Teresa.
Teresa James, right?
Select Teresa.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
And then write that, then take your cursor below that
Yes.
and type in your name, Ricardo Matthews.
Okay. Give me 1 minute. I'm not.
Now take your time. Take your time. I'm here to train you to do it.
Yes,
That's the
ma'am.
whole idea, is to get you to use chat.
Okay, I wrote my name. Now you want me to do my address?
Okay, hit the space bar, hit the space bar,
Yes,
and then
ma'am.
I'll type in your address.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Give me 1 minute.
Your full address now, because I don't know your zip code and I don't know your apartment.
Okay, I'm gonna do everything. It's gonna take a minute. It's long, but I'll do it.
Take your time.
Yes,
Take
ma'am.
your time.
Okay, I sent it to you. Have you received it yet?
All right, there you did it. You see, you learned how to do it.
Yes,
Look at
ma'am.
that.
Yeah.
You did it. I'm proud of you.
Okay, thank you very much.
You
That's the
learned
first time
something.
I've been coming on this line so long. I'm surprised I won something.
Well, it's time. It's time for you to do so.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have a wonderful weekend.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day to you and enjoy your day. Really,
I
every day is
sure
Mother's.
will.
Yeah, every day is Mother's Day to me, you know. But my mom isn't here, but you know, I enjoy our moms, you know, I give them honor. So you have a nice day, ma'am, and enjoy your weekend.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ricardo. You have a
Yes, ma'am.
wonderful one.
Okay, then.
Teresa,
Thank you.
this Denise.
Yes.
Can
Hi,
we? I told you.
Denise.
Hi, I asked you one time about doing the instant card. It's on our iPad. Cause you
You
know
want
the
me to
instant
do
card.
what?
Instant card. It's on our iPad.
It's on the iPad. It's an app called Instant Card.
Yeah, it got like a little carrot. You see.
Let me write that down. I don't have the same iPad as you do, but I can look it up. I can ask Isaiah.
Okay, because you wrote it down once before. Cause it's like
Instant
grocery
Card.
store, and we can shop online at the grocery stores and use your EBT card, and
Okay, I'll look that up for sure. Thank
they
you.
have recipes, like they tell you what to get for the recipes, and it's real nice.
Okay, I
I,
will definitely.
yeah, and I think it's enough. Well, I know about that one, instant card. Yeah, it's on our iPads.
Okay, thank you for sharing. I will
Sure.
definitely look that up,
Well,
Instant Card. Mhm.
uh-huh.
And you have a wonderful Mother's Day. You doing
And
anything
you too.
special?
No, it's gonna be raining.
No?
My sister-in-law funeral tomorrow, so
Oh,
I
you have
don't
a
think
sister?
we'll be
Yes.
doing anything. Yeah, but
Oh,
how about just stay in and chill, find a good movie. It's gonna be cool and raining in the morning part.
oh,
So
it
ain't
will
nothing
be.
to do.
Yeah. I got
Yeah.
this movie. Dackle asked me to show you all a
Oh
movie,
yeah.
and I'm trying to. We call Gotta Dance.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, so I'll probably try to get it and show it
Oh,
as soon as
okay.
possible before we get heavy training.
All right, that'll be good. That'd be nice. Movie night. Get our
All
popcorn
righty.
together.
Mhm.
So I can get my popcorn ready.
Yep, get your popcorn ready. All right, you
All
take
right, have a good one and
care.
be safe.
Bye-bye. Lester, you there? Nope, he's gone. Okay, I can end the meeting then.